Young world. So listen, we have all been duped. I was just sitting here, and for some reason, this article popped into my head that came out like 2 years ago. So this Forbes um, article from January 11th, 2021, because I remember seeing this headline: Bill Gates venture aims to spray dust into atmosphere to block the sun. So I went back and I found this article and I'm starting to read it, and it's saying all the stuff that about what just happened as far as what we can reach and find. You know what I'm saying? But the thing that really set it off for me, that really told me that this is what just happened. There's a part in here where it tells about releasing a balloon into the atmosphere to take tests and stuff like that with tools on it, equipment and stuff like that to test the atmosphere. And if that goes successful, the next phase will be to actually release this dust into the air. When I seen that, I was like, that's what just goddamn happened with this Canada wildfire situation. That balloon that was flying around, those balloons, it was like two balloons, I think. That was just what, 2, 3 months ago. That just happened. And then this dust comes into the air. We've been goddamn duped. Predictive programming. Like people say, the reason why they gotta tell us certain things they do is because allegedly that stops them from having to face karma from doing it after they do it to us. As long as they tell us whether it's predictive programming or however the truth comes out in the movie or whatever like that, that prevents them from having to face karma for doing it, which makes sense. And this I've been telling y'all for many years. There's no such thing as different countries. Not to the people that run the world. There's no different countries for people that run the world. Only for the people that live in the world. And I broke down to y'all years ago about the difference of there's only two classes of people. You got the people who run the world and the people who live in the world. Nothing in between. Everything else in between is only for economy and civilization, stuff like that. But when it comes down to the all the way down to the nitty gritty, there's only the people who run the world and the people who live in the world. That's it. And to the people who run the world, money is not an object. Money is only used for the people that live in the world, not for the people that run the world. So keep that in mind also. And like I said about the different countries, there's no such thing as different countries for people who run the world, only for people who live in the world. Different countries are used as different strategic points as far as location and different people, keeping other people in certain states of mind so they can be utilized in different places for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's really going on. Like for instance, we got Canada right here on top of us. Canada been sitting there next to us all this time. They never said nothing. They never even came out and bumped us on the shoulder. They never stepped on our foot. They never talked no junk. So when Canada has a wildfire and this accidental comes down to the U.S., we just be like, damn, Canada, you messed up. But we just keep it moving. We don't look at Canada as a threat. So they could easily do something like that and get away with it. And if you remember how bogus the story with the balloons were, it was just laughable. The first one that came, we just sat here and watched this joker fly halfway around the whole country and then go out and to hover over the ocean before they shot it down. Then they come and just say it was a Chinese balloon. See what I'm saying? Putting different countries associated with different things releases the responsibility of the people who really did it. Put it on China, it's a done deal. We can't do nothing to China. They're doing what they're doing. Then it just goes away. You know what I'm saying? But we conveniently watched the thing, gather all the data it had to gather before shooting it down. So that was just laughable anyway. So whether Bill Gates and them use can't waited for this to happen, because this happens every year as far as what I understand, it's wildfires. So whether they just waited for the opportunity for it to happen and use it to blend in with that, or if they created wildfires and did it, either way, this is what they got them just did. Like I said, this article goes on to tell you about them spraying this. I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm going to put the link to the article in the description. But it says Bill Gates financially backed the development of sun dimming technology that would potentially reflect sunlight out of the Earth's atmosphere, triggering a global cooling effect. The Stratospheric Controlled Perturbation Experiment SCOPEX, launched by Harvard University scientists, aims to examine the solution by spraying non-toxic calcium carbonate CaCO3 dust into the atmosphere, a sun-reflecting aerosol that may offset the effects of global warming. Widespread research into the efficacy of solar geoengineering has been stalled for years due to controversy. Opponents believe such science comes with unpredictable risks, including extreme shifts in weather patterns not dissimilar to warming trends we are already witnessing. Environmentalists similarly fear that a dramatic shift in mitigation strategy will be treated as a green light to continue emitting greenhouse gases with little to no changes in current consumption and production patterns. So Solplex will take a small step in its early research this June near the town of Kiruna, Sweden, where the Swedish Space Corporation has agreed to help launch a balloon carrying scientific equipment 12 miles, 20 kilometers high. The launch will not release any strategic aerosol. Rather, I'm not going to read all that. I just told you about the balloon part. That's what just happened over here. This is what they just goddamn did. They pulled it off. They just pulled this thing off right under our noses.